In the diary entry of August 2nd, we can see the hectic phase of monsoons. Okay, how drastically it is downpouring and all we can see here. All night the rain has been drumming on the corrugated tin roof. There has been no storm, no thunder, just the steady swish of a tropical downpour. It helps me to lay awake. At the same time, it doesn't keep me from sleeping. It is a good sound to read by the rain outside, the quiet within, and all the tin roofs are given to springing unaccountable leaks. There is a feeling of being untouched by and yet in touch with the rain. So here the writer is describing fantastically the beauty of monsoon. He's telling that all the night it has been raining. Throughout the night it has been raining, and it was just making a noise over the tin roof, and it was not a storm and there was no thunder, but there was a steady flow of tropical downpour, and it doesn't allow him to sleep, and it helps him to lay awakened throughout the night. And he's saying that it is very good to read that the rain is outside, and when you are inside the room you will be totally disturbed by the sounds of the rain, but you will feel that you are being touched with the rain through the sounds created by the tin roofs. He will feel that we are in touch with the rain. In the diary entry of August 3rd, we can see the change in the atmosphere. Suddenly, there was a halt to monsoon season, and we can see the rain stops, the clouds begin to break up, the sun strikes the hill on my left. A woman is chopping up sticks. I hear the tingle of cowbells. In the oak tree, a crow shakes the raindrops from his feathers and caws disconsolately. Water drips from a leaking drain pipe, and suddenly, clean and pure, the song of the whistling thrush emerges like a dark, sweet secret from the depths of the ravine. So, this is the image of a place immediately after there is a continuous rainfall for some days. Okay, and when the sunshine is given over there, if the sun rays falls over there, how the people and nature will react. The people will engage in many activities. Here we can see the woman is chopping up the sticks, and the cows are going for rearing, and in the oak tree the crows are just shaking their raindrops from their feathers, and we can see even a small valley just emerges from the mountains. We can see due to the heavy rainfall for some days, we can see there is a new valley, there is a new clean and pure stream that is been falling through this valley. So here the diary entry is on August 12th. That is, previously the writer has wrote on August 3rd, and now about 9 days have passed. And we can see what happened after 9 days. Endless rain and a permanent mist. We haven't seen the sun for 8 or 9 days. Everything damp and soggy. Nowhere to go. Pace a room, look out of the window at a few bobbing umbrellas. At least it isn't cold. Rain. The hillsides are lush as late monsoon flowers begin to appear. Wild balsam, dahlias, begonias, and ground orchids. So here we can see after August 3rd, it was continuously raining for 8 or 9 days. And there was permanent mist over there, and everywhere the people and the surrounding, it is totally soggy and damp. And whenever he is looking through his window, he can just see the people walking with their umbrellas, and fortunately it is not so cold now, and even we can see the sproutings of these flowers. The flowers are blooming, and it is pleasant to look outside. Here is the last diary entry for the month August. And it is the last day of August, and the lush monsoon growth has reached its peaks. The seeds of the cobra lily has turned red, signifying that the rains are coming to an end. In a few days, the ferns will start turning yellow, but right now they are still firm green and upright. Ground orchids, mauve lady slipper, and the white butterfly orchids put on a fashion display on the grassy slopes of Lander. Wild dahlias, red, yellow, and magenta, rear their heads from the rocky crevices where they have taken hold. So, by the end of August, we can feel there is an end for monsoon as well. And here the writer is describing about the changes that has happened to the nature, or that is going to happen to the nature very soon. And he is saying that now, in the beginning, we have seen the sprouting of cobra lilies, and now the cobra lilies are just turning red and they are just gonna to be dead very soon, and it shows that even the monsoon is gonna to be over soon. And he is assuming that within few days even the ferns will turn yellow, but now they are firm and green and upright, but soon they will turn yellow. And even we can see n number of orchids that is been growing on the grassy slopes, and we can see even the wild dahlias that are red, yellow, and magenta in color, and they are just taking or making the nature so beautiful. In the same diary entry, we can see the life of reptiles as well. The snakes and rodents flooded out of their holes and burrows, take shelter in roofs, attics, and go-downs. A shrew, weak of eyesight, blunders about the rooms, much to the amusement of the children. Don't kill it, admonishes their grandmother. Chuchandaras are lucky, they bring money. And sure enough, I receive a check in the mail, not a very large one, but welcome all the same. So, due to the heavy rainfall, due to the heavy monsoon, what happened to the shelters of these snakes and rodents? They are being destroyed. So, now these reptiles are just taking shelter in the roofs, attics, and godowns. And sometimes even the people will get astonished, or sometimes they are just afraid seeing these rodents and reptiles inside their room. But whenever the grandmother is seeing them, or the elderly persons, they are seeing them, they don't prefer them to kill it, but they believe that their arrival will bring money, they will bring prosperity. And the writer is also just making a fun that, of course, I also believe in that, because even though I got a small amount, I received a check during this time. So till August 31, we have seen the summer rainfall, and from October we can feel the winter rains. Okay. So in October 3rd, the writer has written, we have gone straight from monsoon into winter rain, snow at higher altitudes. After an evening hailstorm, the sky and the hills are suffixed with a beautiful golden light. So this is a typical scenario we can see in hilly areas, especially my students, most of you are belonging to Uttarakhand, so you have experienced it. So here we can see the winter rains, and we can feel the beauty of nature after the hailstorm, the beauty of the sky and the hills after the heavy rainfall and the hailstorm. And this is pretty much cold. This is not like the summer rainfall, it is winter rainfall, so it is pretty much cold to survive in this rainfall. Here we can see the peak of winter season, that is in January 26. It will be the peak. So here we can see the writer has even given a heading to his diary entry, that is winter rains in the hills. In the hushed silence of the house, when I am quite alone and my friend who was here has gone, it is very lonely, very quiet as I sit in a liquid silence, a silence within, surrounded by the rhythm of rain, the steady drift of water on leaves, on lemons, on roofs, drumming of drenched dahlias and winter panes, while the mist holds the house in a dark caress. As I pause near a window, the rain stops, and the trees no longer green but grey, menace me with their loneliness. So here the poet is not writing the diary in the form of a short story or anything like that. We can feel a poetic sense behind it. Here we can see the poet is, the writer is all alone there, and before few hours his friend was along with him. So after his friend has left him, he is totally feeling lonely, and the silence is prevailing all around. And when he is just looking out of the window panes, he can see everywhere it is being covered with the mist, and even he can't see anything due to the mist. And when he just paused near the window, he can feel that the rain stops and the trees are no longer green but they are gray. And they are also very sad, or they are also threatening him. They are also making him afraid with their loneliness. They are not looking like a living creature, they are just looking like a dead creature. So that also makes a writer feel so threatened. The last diary entry that has been written on March 23rd, we can see this is actually happened in which place? Late March, end of winter. So we have seen the summer monsoons, then the winter monsoons, then the winter season, and now that is the end of winter, that is in March. By the end of March, the winter is also over. And he is saying that the blackest cloud I have ever seen squatted over Missouri, and then it hailed marbles for half an hour. So Missouri is in Uttarakhand. So it is happening in Uttarakhand, and we can see he's describing about the hailstorms like the marbles from the sky. And he was experiencing hailstorm for about an hour, for about half an hour. And after the hailstorm, what happened to the sky? The sky is totally clear, and now he can even see the rainbow forming out in the sky. So this is all about the lesson, and I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and especially those who are so romantic, those are very deeply in love with the nature. I am pretty much sure that you enjoyed this lesson, and I hope you will also write the diary entries like this. Thank you.